They did a good job with the Wolverine. No, wait, what is it?
Cobra?
No.
Wolverine?
Yeah, Wolverine. Okay. Okay. Anyways,
Anyway.
they did a good job on the Wolverine. It was really powerful against air units, and against everything else, it was okay. But they didn't do as much of a good job on the Cobra, because once deployed, it was an instant kill against wraiths, ghosts, basically any of the majority of Covenant vehicles.
And human alike.
Yeah, and then whenever it gains more stars with a
The more
Spartan in
stars it gains with Spartans in it, the stronger it gets. So, if you've got a Cobra that has, if you have a 3-star Cobra, like by itself, and you get a 3-star Spartan and stick it in there, amplifies its power by, I don't know, a lot.
Basically means you only need one Cobra to take down a Scarab, which shouldn't be that way. They should have weakened the Cobra's power.
And weaken the railgun. I love that word, railgun.
Anyways, should we move on to the
Airpad.
Airpad? Yes.
Airpad, you can only get 2 units in there. The Hornet and the Vulture. Hornets, those are a little bit underpowered.
Actually, since it's overall, we'd be talking about the Hawk.
Well, let's talk about the upgrades later. The Hornets, it's a little bit underpowered, I'd say. I mean, sure, good mobility and stuff, but a little underpowered unless you upgrade it. Vulture, overpowered in my opinion.
Yeah, the Vulture was pretty overpowered because it could take a lot of beating, and so you just have one sitting back at your base. Unless they threw everything they had at you, they probably wouldn't have gotten past the one Vulture. And you could have a decent amount of Vultures, and so you could send in a large attack force and just have one sitting back at home waiting for their units. And so that kind of was an overpower.
Okay, now super units for the humans.
Getting a little ahead of myself there.
Yeah, it's a little bit. For the barracks, and for Captain Cutter only, you've got the ODSTs. What you do is you just go to the Marines, and once you upgrade, like the very final upgrade for the Marines is the ODST upgrade. With that, all your Marines are turned into ODSTs, and you can finally do that ODST drop.
Yeah.
Anywhere on the battlefield that you can see.
That's
good and bad in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a good idea. The ODSTs were pretty strong, not as strong as Spartans, but more powerful than pretty much any of the others. And you could build them at a decent pace, and then you could also drop them wherever. The only problem with that was it didn't take any time at all from whenever they dropped. As soon as they dropped, they no longer had their pods. It's like as if they mystically disappeared. And so that allowed a problem where you could constantly build ODSTs and drop them near the Covenant bases, and it would just be constant. What they should have done is have it to where when it drops, it takes the same amount of time to get out of the pods as it does to build ODSTs. That way, you couldn't just drop them right next to the Covenant base because they would be in danger of getting killed.
Yeah, you actually have to, like, in Symbol, they had a good idea, but people found these loopholes in there where they just incorporated it into their own little game.
Yeah, and I'm sure they found those loopholes and they didn't do anything about it, because that's hard to miss.
Yeah. Like, in real-time war, if you, like, paratroopers, people that drop in from parachutes, they get down there, but they have to actually think about where they're dropping. For the ODSTs, since they're so cheap and inexpensive, they just drop, oh, okay, hey, I lost a squad. Okay, drop 2 more. And it's like...
Yeah. It would get to the point where the humans' population would be maxed out, and they would just drop them as soon as the unit died.
Okay, for the vehicle depot, you can upgrade your Scorpion to Grizzly tanks.
If you're a Sergeant Forge.
If you're Sergeant Forge, yes. Thank you, Eli. Seriously overpowered. I mean, not gonna lie, overpowered.
Yeah, I think with the Grizzly tank, they actually did kind of a good job. The only problem was
its defenses are way too high. I mean,
yeah,
it takes
and
like if there's a Cobra, like maxed out Cobra versus a Grizzly, chances are the Grizzly might win.
Yeah, personally, in my opinion, they when you originally think about the Grizzly, you're thinking, oh, this is an awesome tank. It's going to be powerful. In reality, it's a normal tank with
an extra gun.
Yeah, no, not
extra gun and thicker armor.
Yeah, the thicker armor thing is the only thing that really did anything. The problem with that was, I think they should have kind of made the Grizzly attack more powerful and the defense a little less. And then they should have lowered the population that you could use for it, like the Spartans, where you can only have 3. It's not that, oh, the Spartans take up all your population. It's just you can only have 3.
Yeah, well, hey, we're running low on time, so we're just going to try to wrap up the final super unit, the Hawk. It's the super variant of the Hornet, which, I don't know, kind of mixed between a helicopter and a plane.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. It is the cheapest to build, fastest to get out, so if you're playing someone on Xbox Live who's Anders, expect Hawks, I don't know, about 10 or so Hawks coming at you at around 9 to 10 minutes. Like, yeah, I've only been able to get them out at 9 minutes. There are some people, though, that have gotten them out at like 6.
Yeah, and anyways, the Hawk, personally in my opinion, it's kind of like the Grizzlies. They should have made it more powerful, and they should have decreased the amount you could build, because with the Hawk, he's almost useless if he's by himself, but since it only takes 2, since they only take up 2 of the population per Hawk,
you can have up to 20 Hawks.
You can have 20 Hawks going in at once, and they are powerful whenever they have multiple Hawks with them. But
takes down Scarabs like nothing.
Yeah, so what they should have done is they should have increased the Hawk's power, because it's basically, I mean, it's barely more powerful than the Hornet. And so they should have made it more powerful and made it to where you could have fewer.
Yes. Alright, this kind of wraps up our human version of the review.
Yeah. Overall, on the human side, they did a good job overall, but they just needed to tweak some of the things in their units.
Just small little adjustments here.
Yeah, I think it took them forever to make it after they announced that they were going to have it out. I
kept on moving the release date back.
I think that they probably had different versions of each of these vehicles that were probably better, and they just ended up moving over to these. And since we've only discussed the vehicles, just real quick, the powers of the humans were done really well, because once
really well,
out,
but the Mac Blast a little bit underpowered.
Yeah, just a little bit, not much. Because when they're all maxed out, they didn't completely wipe out a base, and they did about half, which is pretty good, because you don't want to take out 3/4 of it and then just have a few units to kill it. They should actually do in between a half and 3/4, in my opinion, probably like 60% or something like that.
And for those of you who play Halo 3, you can relate these these leader powers into 3 of the weapons you can have on Halo 3. The Mac Blast is like the sniper rifle, because you can get pinpoint damage. The Carpet Bomb is like a rocket launcher, really.
Yeah, or shotgun.
Rocket launcher. I'm going with rocket launcher, because it has splash damage.
Yeah, it's like a shotgun that shoots out rockets.
Yeah.
It's splash damage, but it's also kind of spread out.
And Professor Anders' cryo bomb, that more goes towards the equipment of the power drain.
Yeah.
Just freezes units in place. It completely wipes out air units.
Yeah, once fully upgraded, it takes out any air unit.
So, yeah, tune in for our Covenant video, which is coming up next.
Part 2.
Yeah, that's part 2. So, this is C-Knight, Eli/Zerochaoswar.
Hope you've enjoyed the video so far.
Hope you've enjoyed the video. Peace.